alaikum to all the students of class 10. This is your maths teacher from IOS School. Now let's start the class. First sharing by general instruction related to the class. Don't raise hand during lecture. Ask question at the end of the session only in chat box. Use hand free if you are using mobile and headphones for computer use. Feed your ID and password properly with your name and class. Take care of time for attending the class. Home task should be done in your fair copy of the subject. If there is any disconnectivity during the teaching, try to join the lecture again within 5 to 10 minutes. Now, if you want to take a screenshot of any question or any solution, then these are the steps of taking screenshots. For taking a screenshot of your computer screen, follow these steps. Identify and press the print screen button which is placed above the numeric key. Open Paint software, then press Ctrl V, then press Ctrl S and save it in your computers. For taking screenshots through your smartphone, search the steps of taking a screenshot on the Google. Now let's start the class. This is class 10 maths class. In this class, we will continue chapter number 15 trigonometry. Today is 7 January. Now, in this class, we will discuss exercise 15.3 to 15.5. Means we will discuss 15.3, 15.4 and 15.5. Now, topics of today's class are: first, share fundamental trigonometric identities, then proof question of exercise 15.3, then we will solve of right angle triangle of exercise 15.4, then we find height and distance by using trigonometric ratios, then we will solve problems of exercise 15.5. Now, first objective, that is fundamental trigonometric identities. So I'm going to share fundamental trigonometric identities, and they are, okay, the 6 ratios. First of all, the 6 basic ratios of trigonometry are sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec and cot. And sine is the inverse of cosec, cos is the inverse of sec, tan is the inverse of cot. So if sine is the inverse of cos, so we may write sine theta is equals to 1 upon cos theta. Theta is a Greek letter. Okay, sine theta is 1 upon cosec theta. Sine and cosec are inverse of each other. Or we may write like this, that cos theta is the inverse of sine theta. So cos theta is equals to 1 upon sine theta. Okay, next, cos and sec are inverse of each other. So cos theta is equals to 1 upon sec theta, or we may write like this, that sec theta is equals to 1 upon cos theta, because both are inverse of each other. Number third, tangent theta is the inverse of cot theta. So we may write like this, that tangent theta is equals to 1 upon cot theta, or cot theta is equals to 1 upon tangent theta. Okay, I'm repeating that sine and cosec are inverse of each other, cos and sec are inverse of each other, and tangent and cot are inverse of each other. And hence we can say that when we multiply sine and cosec theta, we will get 1, because they both are inverse of each other. Sine and sine theta, cosec theta is equals to 1, and the product of cos theta and sec theta is equals to 1, and product of cot theta and tangent theta is equals to 1. Now, this is quotient identities. Quotient means the answer of division is called quotient. So tangent theta is equals to sine theta upon cos theta. Tangent theta is equals to sine theta upon cos theta, and as we know that in previous slide we have discussed that tangent and cot are the inverse of each other. So cot theta is equals to cos theta upon sine theta. Now Pythagoras identities. In this, sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1. Number 2, 1 plus tangent squared theta is equals to sec squared theta. Number third, 1 plus cot squared theta is equals to cosec squared theta. Okay, their other arrangements will be, if we are considering sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1. So we also say that sine squared theta is equals to 1 minus cos squared theta, and or in second, 1 plus tangent squared theta is sec squared theta. So we may write like this, that tangent squared theta is equals to sec squared theta minus 1. Same in the third identity that cot squared theta is equals to cosec squared theta minus 1. Now move towards the next slide. In this we are sharing the ratios. Sine theta, sine 30 is equals to 1 upon 2. Sine 45 is equals to 1 upon under root 2. And value of sine 60 is under root 3 upon 2. Value of cos 30 degree is under root 3 upon 2. Value of cos 45 is 1 upon under root 2. And the value of cos 60 is 1 upon 2. Cot. Now tangent theta, the value of tangent 30 is 1 upon under root 3. The value of tangent 45 or tan 45 is 1. And the value of tan 60 is under root 3. Now the inverse of tangent is cot. So its inverse is root 3. The value of cot 30 is root 3. The value of cot 45 is 1. The value of cot 60 is 1 upon under root 3. Then the value of sec 30 is 2 upon under root 3. Sec 45 is under root 2 and sec 60 is 2. And cosec theta, cosec 30 degree is 2. Cosec 45 is under root 2 and cosec 60 is 2 upon under root 3. Now we're going to start exercise 15.3. Now prove the question. Question number 2, part 1. Prove the question, and the given question is 1 minus 2 sine squared theta is equals to 2 cos squared theta minus 1. So by the above share identities, we're going to solve this question. So how to prove this question? Taking left hand side, we are going to take left hand side of the question, that is 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. And as we have shared this identity with you, that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equals to 1. So if we focus on sine squared theta, so sine squared theta is equals to 1 plus cos squared theta will change its side and become minus cos squared theta. So instead of this sine squared theta in the left hand side, we will put 1 minus cos squared theta. So write 1 as it is, minus as it is, 2 as it is. Instead of this sine squared theta, we will put the value of 1 minus cos squared theta. Then it become 1 minus 2 ones are 2, minus minus plus 2 multiplied by cos squared theta, so it become 2 cos squared theta. And then we will write this plus value first, plus 2 cos squared theta plus minus minus 2 minus 1 is 1 and 2 is greater. So we write minus 1 here. So this is the right hand side of the equation. So it is proved that left hand side is equals to right hand side, and the given equation is proved. Now move towards the next question, that is cos theta minus sin theta. It is whole square. There is whole square of cos theta minus sin theta plus 2 sin theta. Cos theta is equals to 1. Now before going to start the solution, we write the heading of proof, because we are going to prove that left hand side is equals to right hand side. Here we are taking left hand side. Its left hand side is cos theta minus sin theta whole square plus 2 sin theta cos theta. Now this is whole square on that, there is whole square on that, so we are going to use whole square formula, that is a minus b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So here a will be cos theta and b will be sin theta. Now we put the value, it become a square. Instead of a square we write cos square theta. Instead of minus 2ab we write 2 cos theta sin theta plus b square means sin square theta. And this is the remaining part of the left hand side, that is plus 2 sin theta cos theta. Now this is in plus and this is in minus, they both will cancel each other. So the remaining part of the equation will be cos theta plus sin squared theta. And as we have shared in previous slide, that cos theta plus sin squared cos squared theta plus sin squared theta is equals to 1. Now this is the right hand side of the equation. Now we have proved left hand side is equals to right hand side. Now move towards the next question, that is sin theta upon 1 minus cos theta is equal to 1 plus cos theta upon sin theta. Here we are going to start by taking left hand side of the equation, that is sin theta upon 1 minus cos theta. So this is the left hand side. Now we are going to multiply it by its conjugate, and its conjugate will be 1 plus cos theta. Multiply and divide by its conjugate. So sin theta upon 1 minus cos theta multiplied by 1 plus cos theta, that is the conjugate of this, and 1 divided by 1 plus cos theta. Now multiply. When you multiply the numerator, you will get sine theta upon sine theta 1 plus cos theta upon. Now this will be a minus b. This will be a plus b. So we are going to use difference of a square formula, that is a square minus b square. So a square means 1 square minus b square means cos theta square. So the denominator will become 1 square minus cos square theta. Now as we know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. So with respect to sine square theta, it become 1 minus cos square theta. Means 1 minus cos square theta is sine square theta. And see, here is 1 minus cos square theta, and we know that 1 minus cos square theta is equals to sine square theta. So we put the value of 1 minus cos square theta here. Now this is power 2, this is power 1. They will cancel each other, but one power will remain in the denominator, that is sine theta only. So it become 1 plus cos theta upon sine theta. This is the right hand side of the equation, and left hand side is equals to right hand side, hence the given question is proved. Now move towards the next question, that is under root 1 minus cos square gamma. This is the sine gamma upon cos gamma is equals to tangent gamma, tan gamma. Now we're going to solve by taking left hand side, and left hand side is equals to under root 1 minus cos square gamma upon cos gamma. And we know that sine square gamma plus cos square gamma is equals to 1. Sine square gamma is equals to 1 minus cos square gamma. Now put the value, instead of 1 minus cos square gamma, we put sine square gamma. Okay. Now this is root and this is square, both will cancel each other. So now it becomes sine gamma upon cos gamma, and we know that sine upon cos is equals to tangent. It becomes tan. Now this is the right hand side of the equation. Now move towards the next question, that is 1 plus cosec theta upon cosec theta minus 1 is equals to 1 plus sine theta upon 1 minus sine theta. Now taking left hand side of the equation, that is 1 plus cos theta upon cosec theta minus 1. Now instead of this cosec theta, we have shared the identity that cosec theta is equals to 1 upon sine theta. So we use 1 plus 1 upon sine theta upon, instead of this cos, we put 1 minus sine theta minus 1. Now take the LCM, we get sine theta plus 1 upon sine theta upon 1 minus sine theta upon sine theta. Now both the sine theta will cancel each other, so we get 1 plus sine theta upon 1 minus sine theta. This is the right hand side of the equation, and the question is proved. Now I'm going to share a trick to remember these ratios. That is, some people have curly brown hair tightly pulled back. So S stands for sine, P stands for perpendicular, H stands for hypotenuse. So some people have means sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. P for perpendicular, P for people, H for have, H for hypotenuse. So S some people have means S sine theta is always equals to perpendicular hypotenuse. Then curly brown hair, so C stands for cos, C stands for curly and C for cos, B for brown and as well as B for base and hair, and H for height. So cos theta is equals to base upon height. Then tangent tightly pulled back, so T for tightly, T for tanned, P for pulled, P for perpendicular, B for back, B for base. So it is like some people have curly brown hair tightly pulled back. Sine theta is equals to perpendicular hypotenuse, cos theta is equals to base upon height or hypotenuse, tangent theta is perpendicular upon base. This is the trick by which you can learn these things easily. Now we have discussed about sine. Some people have perpendicular upon hypotenuse, cos curly brown hair. Okay, now this is tangent, that is perpendicular upon base, and as we know that cosec is the inverse of sine. So cosec will become hypotenuse upon perpendicular, and sec is the inverse of cosine. It is like it will become hypotenuse upon base, and cotangent or cot is the inverse of tan, so it is like base upon perpendicular. So these are all the 6 ratios. Okay, This is the right angle triangle with respect to this. This is base, this is perpendicular, this is hypotenuse. We have already discussed this in the previous class also. Now, statement of Pythagoras theorem. The famous theorem of Pythagoras defined the relationship between the three sides of a right triangle. Pythagorean theorem says that in a right triangle, the sum of the square of the two right angle sides will always be same as the square of the hypotenuse. So, if you are considering a right angle triangle, so this will be its base, this will be the angle 90 degree, this will be the perpendicular, and opposite to this side this is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is denoted by c square, this is denoted by perpendicular, that is b a square, and base will be denoted by b square. So the Pythagoras theorem is hypotenuse square is equals to perpendicular square plus base square, or we may write like this: c square, that is the hypotenuse, c square is equals to a square, that is base, plus perpendicular, that is b square. C square is equals to the sum of base and per base square plus perpendicular square. C square is equals to a square plus b square. Now, if sine theta is 3 upon 5, find the remaining trigonometric ratios. Sine is given, and by this sine you have to find out all the remaining ratios like cos, cosec, tangent, cot, and cosec. Now, as we all know that sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, because we have shared some people have perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So here perpendicular is a, that is 3, and hypotenuse is 5. So c is equals to 5. So here a is 3, c is 5. So by using Pythagoras theorem, we can easily find the value of b. C is the by Pythagoras theorem, it is c square is equals to a square plus b square. We already know the value of a, that is 3. We know the value of c, that is 5. So we can find out the value of b easily from here. So 5 square means 25 is equals to 3 square is 9 plus b square. B square will remains here, and plus 9 will change its side, become minus 9. So 25 minus 9 is 16. Okay, this is b square is equals to 16. Now for b, we will take root on both sides, so it become b is equals to under root 16, and b is equals to 16 root, the value of under root 16 is 4. So b is equals to 4. Now we can find, we already find out the value of a, b, c. Now we are going to find the remaining trigonometric ratios. Cos theta is b upon c, and the value of b is 4 and c is 5. So cos theta is equals to 4 upon 5. Sec theta is c upon b, that is value of c is 5 and value of b is 4. So it becomes sec theta is equals to 5 upon 4. Tangent theta is a upon b, that is equals to 3 upon 4. Cot theta is the inverse of tangent theta, so it becomes 4 upon 3. And cosec theta is the inverse of sine theta, that it will become 5 upon 3. So these are the remaining trigonometric ratios of the sine. Now we'll move toward exercise 15.4. In this, we are going to find the unknown element of the right angle triangle. There are 6 components of a triangle in any triangle. In this question, 3 elements are given, and we have to find out the remaining other elements. So here, angle is given, angle between base and hypotenuse is given. This is perpendicular, so this will become base and this will become the hypotenuse, because this is opposite to the perpendicular side. So cos theta is equals to base upon hypotenuse. Here theta angle is given, q is given. So now cos theta is based upon hypotenuse. The value of cos theta, as we have shared in the previous slide, that the value of cos 30 is under root 3 upon 2 is equals to, base means p, hypotenuse is q, p upon q. So the value of q is in the giving is given in the question, that is 1. Now cross multiply, so you will get p is equals to, p will remains here, and this 3 upon 2. Now this become p is equals to under root 3 upon 2. They both change its side. So it become p is equals to under root 3 upon 2. Now sine 30 degrees equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and we know that the value of sine 30 is 1 upon 2. Perpendicular is r, hypotenuse is q, 1 upon 2, and the value of q is 1. Now, after simplification, we get r is equals to 1 upon 2. We already find the two component. Now, for the last component, we know the two angles. One is 90 degree and the other is 30 degree. So, we can easily find out the third angle because we know that the sum of the all the three triangles of triangle is equals to 180 degree. Okay, for now, three angles will be angle R plus angle P plus angle Q is equals to 180 degree. 30 plus angle P is unknown plus 90 degree is equals to 180 degree. Now we add 30 and 90, we get 120 is equals to 180. Now P remains here, 180 will remain here, plus 20 will change its side and become minus 120. So plus minus minus 120, 180 minus 120, you will get 60 degree. Now this is all three components are already fine. Now we'll move towards the next figure. In this is right angle triangle. So this is 90 degree angle. F is equals to 2, this is given, and D is equals to 2 under root 3 is given. So we start the solution first by using the Pythagoras theorem because two sides are given, so we can easily find out the E. E square is equals to F square plus D square. E square is the hypotenuse because it is opposite to the 90 degree. E square is equals to 2 square plus 2 upon under root 3 square. E square is equals to 2 square is 4 and 2 under root 3 whole square become 12 because 2 square is 4 and 4 3 is a 12. 4 plus 12 is 16 and this is E square is 16. For finding out the value of E, we take root on both sides. So E is equals to under root 16 and under root the value of under root 16 is 4. Now for the next component, we were going to find out the angle sine D. It is perpendicular hypotenuse. Perpendicular means D upon E. The value of D is 2 under root 3 and value of E is 4. Cancel each other, you'll get 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4 under root 3 upon 2. So, which value of under root 3 upon 2 is equals to which degree? So, under root 3 upon 2 means sine is 60. Now we know two angles, one is 90 degree and other is 60 degree. So, we can easily find out the third angle by this statement that sum of all the three angles equals to 180 degrees. Here two angles are given, one is of 60, other is of 90. Add these two values, you will get 150. Now subtract 180 from 150, you will get 30 degree. Now solve the triangle ABC when angle C is 90 degree and measurement of angle B is 60 degree and A is 2 centimeter. In this also, this is same that three components are given and you have to find out the remaining three components because each triangle have six components, three angles and three sides. In this, one side is given and two angles are given. So this is the figure. Angle C is 90 degree and measurement of angle B is 60 degree, and then A, this is A, this is perpendicular, that is equals to 2. So we can easily find out the third angle because we already know the two angle. This is the given and we have to find out the measurement of angle A. We have to find out base B, that is base, and we have to find out the hypotenuse, that is C. We have to find out these two sides B and C. So as we all know that sum of all the three angles of triangle is 180 degree. So one angle is 60 degree, other is 90. Add up these two values, 90 plus 60 is 180 degree. So measurement of angle A plus 150 degree is equals to 180 degree. Now measurement of angle A will remains here, 180 will remains here, plus 150 will change its side and become minus 150. So 180 minus 150, you will get 30 degree, means the third angle will be, measurement of angle A is 30 degree. Now for B and C, base and hypotenuse, we use tangent A, that is perpendicular upon base. Here we have to find out the base. So tangent 30 degree is equals to A upon B, and tangent 30, we know the value of tangent 30, that is 1 upon under root 3 is equals to 2 upon B. Now 3, so using Pythagoras theorem, we can find out the third side, that is C square is equals to A square plus B square. C square is equals to, instead of A we write 2 square plus B square is equals to 2 under root 3 square. So instead of 2 square, 2 2s are 4 plus 2 under root 3 square means 12. 4 plus 12 is 16. So After taking root, we'll get c is equals to 4. We'll get c is equals to 4. Solve triangle ACB when measurement of angle C is 90 degree and C is given, that is hypotenuse 10 under root 2 centimeter and A is equals to 10 centimeter. So here angle C is given, that is 90 degree. C is given, that is hypotenuse 10 under root 2 and A is given, that is 10. Now we have to find out angle A, angle B and then base. So first we use Pythagoras theorem to find out B because two sides are given. So C is 10 under root 2 square is equals to 10 square plus B square. 10 tens are 100, 100 multiplied by 2 you will get 200 is equals to 10 square is 100 plus B square. So 200 will remain here plus B will change its side and become 200 minus 100 is equals to B square. When you will subtract you will get 100. Now after taking the root it become B is equals to 10 centimeter. Now using tangent A perpendicular upon base. So tangent A is equals to A upon B and the value of A is 10. The value of B is also 10. 10 divided by 10 you will get 1. So tangent 1 is of degree 45. 1 is for, we use 1 value is for tangent 45. So here tangent 45 is 1. So tangent 45 tangent, this is tangent A and 1 means tangent 45 degree. 10 10 will cancel each other, so means angle A is of 45 degrees. So now we do know two angles, one is of 90, other is of 45. Now we can, by using this, that sum of three angle is equals to 180, we can easily find out the third angle. A measurement of angle A is 45, measurement of angle B is unknown, measurement of angle C is 90 degree and sum of all three angle is 180 degree. Now when you add 90 plus 45 you will get 135. B will remain here is equals to 180 degree. Now measurement of angle B will remain here, 180 will remain here, plus 135 will change its side and become minus 135 plus minus minus 180 minus 135 is equals to 45 degree. Now this is the answer of angle B, that is 45 degree. Now we are going to move toward exercise 15.5 and what is the relationship between of angle of elevation and angle of depression in a right triangle? Here we are discussing of angle of elevation and angle of depression. The angle of elevation is when you are measuring the angle from the floor of the ground, and the angle of depression is when you are measuring from a ceiling. Angle of elevation you are measuring from the floor, and angle of depression is when you are measuring from the ceiling. The only time the two angles are equal if the ceiling and floor are parallel with each other. If you know your angle terms, these are opposite interior angle. Angle of elevation when you are measuring from the floor. Angle of elevation when you are measuring from the floor. So this is the floor, and if you are measuring an angle, this is angle of elevation. And angle of depression when you are measuring from the ceiling. So this is also the angle of elevation. Now move towards the next question. A tree is at distance of 50 meter from a point in the ground. The angle of elevation means from the ground or from the floor. The angle of elevation of the top of the tree from this point is of 30 degree. Find the height of the tree. Okay, a tree is at a distance of 50 meters. So the base is given. This is base, that is 50 meter, and this is the ground, and the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation from top of the tree from this point is 30 degrees. So this angle A, that is 30, is given. You have to find out the height, means you have to find out the perpendicular, that is A. So for finding out the perpendicular, for finding out what you have to find out the height of the tree, means A. You have to find out the A or perpendicular. We use tangent theta is equals to perpendicular upon base. Here P is unknown or A is unknown. Now we will put the value instead of theta. We put 30 degree. Tangent 30 degree is equals to, instead of perpendicular we put A, instead of base we will put B. Now put the value. Base is 50 degree and we know that the value of tangent 30 is 1 upon under root 3. So after simplification, we get A is equals to 50 upon under root 3. And when you divide 50 by under root 3, you will get 28.867 meters. So this is the answer of this problem. Now move towards the next problem. A ladder 8 meter long reaches a pin of the wall such that it makes an angle of 60 with the ground. Find the height of the point on the wall from the top end of the ladder touches it. Now a ladder is 8 meter long, reaches a point on a wall. 8 meter long. This is ladder. So the length of the hypotenuse is 8 meter and such that it makes an angle of 60 degree. Now this is the angle that is 60 degree. Find the height of the point here. Also the perpendicular. You have to find out the perpendicular. So we use formula sine theta is equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Here angle is 60 degree. We have to find out the value of perpendicular, that is A, and hypotenuse is given. If base is given, so we may use tangent, but here hypotenuse is given, that is 8 centimeter. We use sine theta formula. Sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and instead of theta we put 60 degree. Perpendicular we use A and hypotenuse we use C. So the value of sine 60 is under root 3 upon 2 is equals to A upon C, and instead of C we put value 8. Now, what we will do, we will simplify it. 8 is dividing here, change its side and will become multiply. So, the equation will become A is equals to 8 upon under root 3 upon 2. Now, we will cancel these two numbers. 2 ones are 2 and 2 fours are 8. So, A is equals to 4 upon under root 3. Now, when you multiply 4 with root 3, you will get A is equals to 6.928 meter. Now, this is the height of the perpendicular or A, that is 6.928 meters. Now, move towards the next question. A kite has 120 meter of string attached to it. Okay, this is, if the kite is here and this is the ground, so a kite has 120-meter string attached to it, so hypotenuse is given, that is 120 meter. When at an elevation of 60 degree, an angle of elevation is given, that is 60 degree, because this is the angle from its ground. How far is it above the hand holding it? And here also we have to find out the perpendicular. We have to find out the perpendicular, and hypotenuse is given. So we use sine 30, or no, sine theta is equals to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and the value of theta is 60 here. So sine 60 degree is equals to, instead of perpendicular we use A, for hypotenuse we use C. Now put the value of hypotenuse, that is 120, and the value of sine 60 degree is under root 3 upon 2. Now what we will do next, we will simplify it. 120 is dividing here. When change its side, it become multiply by 120. So 120 under root 3 upon 2. Now cancel these two. 2 ones are 2. 2 6 are 12 and 0 will remains here. So 60 under root 3. So the value or height of the kite above the hand holding is 60 under root 3 meter. This is the answer of question number 4. Now note down your home task. Solve all the shared question in your fair copy. What you have to do, you have all the question which I have shared in this class. You have to do first all these question in your fair copy. Now these are list of the question which you also have to solve in your fair copy. Now in exercise 15.3, you have to do question number 4. From exercise 15.4, you have to do question number 2. It's part 6 and it's part 8. Now, from exercise 15.4, you also have to do question number 3. It's part 5 and it's part 9. From exercise 15.5, you have to do question number 1 to question number 10. 15.5 are word problem. I've shared 3 problem, and you have to do first that 3 problem which I have shared, and then you will do the remaining 7 problems. Now these are the home tasks. Take screenshot of this home task and note down that all home tasks should be done in your fair copies in proper way. Now that's it for today's. Thank you, students. Allah Hafiz.